You mentioned about a list of companies that you created. How did you come up with this idea of having a list?
So I find that there's a certain number of things that you can control and or may not matter to you when you're talking about where am I looking. So the Israeli ecosystem has something in the order of 5,000-6,000 startups. So it can be very daunting to say, okay, I'm looking for a job in Israel. Where do I look? And you could take what I call the elephant gun approach and just fire something in every direction and hope something hits. That's not very productive.
We recruiters call it spray and pray.
Spray and pray, exactly. So I've found with myself and with other people I've tried to help, that is not a very effective approach. It feels like you're doing a lot. Oh, I sent 100 applications today. So
exactly.
There's some mental benefit to it in that you feel like you're doing things, but you're much less productive and much less effective. There's a certain number of variables for any given list of companies. It could be what industry they operate in, what geographies they try to sell into, what stage is the company at, how big is the company, how old is the company, and there's a number of other ones as well. Lots of different variables that can change what that company will feel like and what it means to you. So the way I look at it is there are some factors that matter to you from an interest standpoint. So I came in and I said, advertising technology is a wonderful thing. It's very cool technologically. It doesn't do it for me. There are some great companies doing ad tech and figuring out how to attribute ads, and that's great. It doesn't interest me. So I'm not going to be able to get out of bed in the morning and say, yes, I attributed more ads, or I made it easier to figure out where my ad spend is going. That didn't interest me. So I said, okay, let me knock that off the list. When you figure out what things interest you and what things would be interested, or what companies would be interested in you, or where you have value to bring, it ends up coming with a list of saying, okay, I personally feel like I work better in more structured, larger environments, and I have a lot of interest in these 3 industries, and my experience at company XYZ is transferable and relatable to this company. So that creates a profile of the companies that I'll be looking at. And once you narrow down the field, A, it becomes much less daunting, where I'm not dealing with 6,000 companies, I'm dealing with 50 companies. B, you can take a much more direct and effective approach to how to connect to those companies.
Very interesting. I also say to my clients that the best way to look for a job is making a list of the companies that you want to work for. So we are totally aligned. I also had a list